way that we operate, the way that we get important work done. The kids call it adulting, right? The way that we handle all of our responsibilities, right? The way that we be a responsible adult and pay our bills and have food in the house and take care of our kids, but also keep our commitments at work and do our jobs well and all of those kind of things. The way that we do this can be systematized. And in my world, I call it workflow management. And a workflow management system, you could also think of it as a life flow management system. Now, when I say workflow management, a lot of people think I mean technology, apps, software, but that's not what I mean. If a piece of software were the solution, if a tool, excuse me, if a tool was the solution, well, that would be like saying, if I just get the same golf clubs that Tiger Woods plays golf with, then I'll just be the same kind of golfer that Tiger Woods is. No, right? The tool is not the solution. It's how you use the tool. Tiger Woods knows how to use his golf clubs in a way that I don't know how to use them, right? And if I know how to use them well, in other words, if I'm a good golfer, probably any clubs will do. And the same is true about technology. Technology is not the solution. How you use the technology is the solution. I call that the methodology, right? Or the system. So when I say a workflow management system, I don't mean apps and software. I mean the collection of behaviors for how you operate is the system. Now, if anybody's read a great book by James Clear, it's called Atomic Habits. He has a comment about systems that I think really makes the point. Let me go full screen with James's quote, because I think it's really important. I think that's a really powerful comment, right? Because we all know how to set goals. But if you don't also, whether it's daily goals or monthly goals or quarterly goals or annual goals or lifetime goals, if you don't have a system for achieving those goals, it's going to be much harder to achieve those goals. And our day-to-day goals about what we want to get done in a day or a week or a year or a lifetime, we need a system. We need a workflow or life flow management system. Now, I want to give you sort of the big picture. I've been zooming in on one piece today, attention management, but I want to give you the big picture. The workflow management system that I teach, I call it empowered productivity. Empowered, making people stronger and more confident in controlling their life. Productive, achieving significant results. So the empowered productivity system is about making people stronger and more confident in controlling their life and achieving their most significant results. Empowered productivity has 6 components, and I want to give you all 6 because I think it will help you to evaluate where your gaps are where you might have a gap in your skills, but also where your team members have a gap in their skills that then you can help them fill. So I teach 6 components in empowered productivity. The first one, of course, is attention management. The second one, which somebody asked about, is what I call action management. And action management is about your projects and your tasks and your responsibilities. Most people manage their tasks through some combination of their memory, their notes on paper, sticky notes, spreadsheets, Word documents, dry erase boards, unread, unflagged emails, appointments in their calendar, right? So action, if you manage your tasks like that, if your team manages their tasks like that, that's like trying to do a puzzle when all the pieces are scattered all over the house. So you need a better system for action management. The third component, which is a big problem, both at the individual and the organizational level, is communication management. Communication management is about how do I stay on top of all the communication I have, but also how are we communicating as a team? Because what I find is that the volume of communication is much higher than it should be in organizations, but the effectiveness of communication is much lower than it could be in organizations. So communication management is the third piece. The fourth component is burnout management. Burnout management is most people don't recognize they're on burnout until it's too late. But if your team members, if you have any team members exhibiting any signs of burnout, their performance will improve if they address those symptoms. Because burnout isn't just about heart attacks and, mental breakdowns. That's the sort of the worst outcome. But the day-to-day, like, I'm just not enjoying my job and I'm kind of annoyed and I'm cranky, that matters also. The fifth component is behavior, because the way that we operate, right, the way that we sit at our desk and do our jobs every day, that is a collection of habits. And those habits are as hard to change as any other habits we have. And so understanding how habits form and how to adopt habits successfully is a really important piece if you want it to stick. And then the last piece is the culture, because we can't evaluate people's productivity in a vacuum. Their productivity exists in the environment in which they act. And so the environment makes a difference. So those are the 6 components. And I think if you kind of look at those one piece at a time, it might help you improve your own performance and your team's performance.